to We Geek podcast on the N.FM. My name is Logan, joined by my co-host Adam.
What up?
Adam's a little under the weather again this week, so I'm gonna kind of steer the ship a little bit here for a while.
I'm getting over that cold's just dragging, and it's not so much sick; it's my voice because of the coughing, nonstop coughing. So,
yeah.
But good news is I got a crap load of medicine, and it's actually really working. It's just I have to kind of rest my voice a little bit in order for it to finally get back to normal. But
always great to hear when you do a podcast. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so I apologize if my voice sounds like utter trash in your ears. It should be better soon.
Yeah. So it is. What is today? The 11th already?
Today's the January 11th, 2017.
God, this year's already almost 2 weeks old.
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy, right? I keep forgetting it's 2017.
Yeah. How are your holidays, man? Good?
My holidays were good. Spent it with family. Ran around like a chicken with my head cut off. A lot of my family lives in the same area, so that was a good thing. But just went from house to house to house, and then got really sick afterwards.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
So I've been just actually relaxing, playing some PlayStation, playing some Stardew Valley, just getting obsessed with that again. Watching Star Wars Rebels, which I'm sure we'll talk about later.
Oh, did you get caught up?
I did, yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy, I not only got caught up, I went back and started watching Clone Wars, because I realized there was a lot I missed.
Yeah.
So started Ahsoka as well. I have the audiobook, so
Nice.
Been doing that. Been reading some X-Men comics. Haven't read as much as I wanted to. I got a few days coming up that I'm going to be able to read through. I kind of planned on doing a few days ago, but I just got caught up. I'm also in the process of moving, so that's another hurdle that's kind of taking up all my time and energy. So, in a week or so, when things slow down and I relax a little bit, I can't wait to dive into more of those.
Yeah, those early issues, right? Like, you've got to be having the same problem I am with these, where it's just like, oh my god, this...
Yeah.
Like old school Marvel method, where it's not just like it's not like the inside cover is like, hey, by the way, here's the backstory. It's like the first 6 pages are all just like, oh my god, they have to explain everything from the beginning again.
These are teenagers with new abilities. Oh god, every issue.
Peter, oh my god, every time he's Spider-Man, it's I need to do something with these powers I got when I was bitten by that radioactive spider. Like, we know this already, god.
Yep, every issue someone's first, that was their motto.
But, at some point, man.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I completely agree, so... We'll see, I can't wait until getting into the, right now it's the 60s and whatnot, so I can't wait to get into the late 70s, 80s, and like 90s. That's when X-Men just really took off for me. So I can't wait to dive into that. And I am probably going to take some detours because what I did, there was this podcast I listened to called Miles Explain the X-Men. I think it's it's Jay and Miles Explain the X-Men, where this couple goes through every issue pretty much, and they have a website, and they mapped out like, here's all the Uncanny X-Men issues, and here's some important ones that were not in Uncanny. So like, New Mutants and stuff like that, and like Origins of Deadpool and stuff like that. So I'm gonna, every once in a while take a detour and read a few issues just to kind of get the surroundings, if that makes sense.
Well, it's good they've got you a roadmap. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait to a few months down the road to kind of, we can take whole segments and talk about, where we're at in the comics and whatnot. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just got to get there first.
Oh, yeah. So how about your holidays, man?
Craziness. I'm in a weird process of moving also, but I'm not actually going anywhere.
Okay.
Well, because I moved up here and I moved in with family, and then my girl came to live with us, and then the family moved out. And
Oh, okay.
so now we're in a weird process of like they just kind of moved up the street.
Oh,
So
okay.
so it's an incremental moving process. We didn't need a U-Haul or anything. We're like, oh yeah, we'll do a few boxes,
That's
every
cool.
so often. And we finally got snow here like not quite a week ago. So
Hmm.
that's put a halt on all of that for now. But
Okay.
so we've got, we're trying to get that stuff out, and then we can find places for our stuff. And I've
Hmm.
still got stuff in storage down in
Right.
Orlando from when I lived there. That's where all my furniture is.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah.
oh
See
yeah,
that.
yeah,
The,
my dresser, my bed frame. We had to get a mattress, but we don't have a frame to put it on. It's great.
oh, wow.
But I don't know, it's fun. It feels right. We've got like a
Mhm.
19-inch TV sitting on a TV tray, and the mattress is on the floor. So like I don't know. It seems like that's the way it ought to be.
Exactly. That's perfect. Yeah, man. No, I'm actually moving a lot closer to my mom, so it's cool that you're still close to family.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of excited about. I'm kind of excited about, being able to go and relax on the weekends, or, you know, go get dinner when I get lazy or something. But I'm
Hey,
I'm
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that as well, to kind of like being a lot closer, just to hang out and then go and be my own space. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, man. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. Glad you had some good holidays.
Yeah. Yeah,
Glad you
everything
didn't
was
get
pretty good.
sick.
Yeah, right. I think everybody else, especially around here, like my mom got sick. Like seems like everybody's getting sick, and I'm just like I'm like, how many more cough drops can I eat? Like I'm just
Yeah,
just trying to chase this.
I blame the lady at Dollar General. I'll never. I do not forget the day that I went in there and I saw her just literally hacking up a storm, and I contemplating, is what I have in my hands right now, is it as important, or should I just drop them and not exchange cash with this lady? And no joke, the next day I went to sleep. It was about a day or two later, I woke up just with that exact same cough, and I thought, nope, not doing that next year. I get in line with the cashier and I see them hacking up a lung.
Yep.
It's not worth it. Put the bread down and walk away.
Uh-huh. Perils of customer service, man.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly. It was just so
yeah.
convenient. It was so close.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like delivering pizzas around here, and everybody's like, "Oh, are you careful out there? The roads bad?" Yeah, they're awful. Like I fell in your driveway twice. There's ice on
Oh,
the roads,
jeez.
and here you go. Here's your credit card receipt back signed with no tip. All right, fine. Fuck you too. Like
Oh,
that's
wow.
oh,
That's
it's this
terrible.
it's this town, man. I hate this town sometimes. Like I want to love
That's
this
terrible.
town, but then I hate this town.
No, I
Uh,
always I always give a bigger tip whenever it's raining, because it's always raining in Florida, but
yeah.
still, they get out of their car, I feel terrible. And then, if it's a holiday like New Year's or something like that, then you gotta, double that tip, because it's crazy during those hours.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
we had opened, like we had kind of been doing limited deliveries the last few days, and
Hmm.
then we started really back up again yesterday, and we were so bad. I went in and I opened, which was what I was scheduled, but I was there almost until close. That's how
Oh,
busy we were.
wow.
Like I just couldn't leave. We kept having I took 33 deliveries in what was it, like 11 hours yesterday.
Jeez
And it
Louise.
was and so many of them were credit card receipts with no tip. No, like here's a credit card receipt and here's a couple bucks to keep it off the thing. No, just no tip. So
I don't
watching,
understand that.
because people are cheap, and it makes me crazy. I'm like, you have no idea. You live 7 miles away from the store. Give me $3 to cover the cost of gas out here and back. Like
I don't
it's
understand why
ridiculous.
the companies just don't make it mandatory when they do it.
I would
Like, just
love,
automatically make it mandatory. Go,
yeah,
because they do the dollar or $3 like delivery fee, but make the tip just automatic.
right,
It
because
make
the delivery charge does not go to the driver.
Right,
We
right,
don't. We
exactly.
don't get any of that. And so many
Oh,
people, so
I'm
many
sure that
people tell
confuses
me,
them.
they look at, they're like, but no, your tip's right here. I'm like, no, that's not a tip. Well, how are we supposed to know that? Okay, you ordered 6 medium pizzas. Look at the back of every box. It's
Right.
on there. It says big bold letters. You can't miss them. The delivery charge is not a tip.
Right. I think it should be. automatic,
Yeah.
but you should have the option to do more. And
Right.
I think also you should have the option to make a complaint because, yeah, I mean, if your
Oh,
pizza's
we
2
get
hours late,
uh-huh. Oh,
you
we
know,
get complaints.
you should be able to call in and say, "Look, here's the deal," and then the store does what it would do. But I think this would just overall be a better,
Yeah.
easier experience to go. You know what? The tips included, pizza's on time. But if it's 2 hours late, you also should have the option to say, "You know what? I don't want this," or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
I, I think I think you'd have more people tipping automatically than people calling in to complain, if that makes sense.
Not here we wouldn't. We have people call
No.
complain. I have taken pizzas that were 20 minutes early, that were hot right out of the oven, exactly what the people ordered, and they call and they complain because they know that the policy that our particular franchisee has put forward is to just give them what they want. If they call and they complain, this pizza wasn't how I wanted it, blah, blah, blah. Well, fine, we're sorry about that. We can have it remade for you, or we can give you a credit for your account. And they get to choose. And that's bullshit, but that's how it works. Because
Right.
they would rather just give this stuff away than have the bad press. And then, they
Right.
come in and complain about, why are you giving so much free stuff away? Well, because you told us to. Like,
Right.
it's
Right.
it's madness. It's the kind of thing that really. And some days are great. Some days you have fantastic customers and everybody's polite and people tip, and even if they don't tip, if they're at least polite, you can't take that to the bank, but I'll take that over somebody who's just an ass. But some days you have ones where you're like, I would rather go work at any awful retail place. That, like, you
Oh
just have
yeah.
those days, man. It happens.
Yeah, no, my grandma taught me a long time ago, don't mess with people who make your food because
Amen.
that's the last thing you want. No, whenever they made a mistake last time I ordered a large pizza. We've gone on for a long time here about pizza and whatnot, but no, I had it might have even been New Year's where I ordered from Pizza Hut. I think I ordered like chicken wings and I ordered a large cheese, the 5 cheese whatever. The girl came with 2 pizzas, and it didn't hit me. And I called her after she left, and I was like, "Hey, you gave me 2 pizzas, and I only ordered one." And she was like, "Oh, they made a mistake. We made a medium pizza, but we figured we'd just make you another medium instead of throwing that one out. And I hope that's okay." And I'm like, "That's awesome. What are you talking about? That's great. I
That's
just called you because I didn't want you to get in trouble,
yeah.
thinking you might have given me someone else's pizza." And she was like, "Oh my God, that's never happened before." Like never someone called me because they thought that I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, no, I felt terrible because I didn't want the poor girl to get in trouble or something." But the place here is pretty good. If they make a mistake, they proactively correct it without me even having to do anything.
Yeah. It's like we every once in a while we'll run out of large pans, and
Yeah,
what we'll do, we'll send 2 mediums.
yeah, it's
And we're just
perfect.
and the thing is, like, I don't know how everybody else does it, but I'll say straight up, hey, here's what happened, here's what we did instead, and almost unanimously people do the same thing. They're like, oh, okay, cool, thank you, that's very considerate.
Oh yeah,
Not
absolutely.
not that hard, people. Not that hard.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Go above and beyond.
Yeah, and that should go
That's
both ways. It should.
right. Oh yeah. All right. So
So
pizza talk.
Doctor Strange is going to be in the new Thor movie.
Right. Yeah. Let's just get into it.
Yeah.
So did we hear about this before?
I think we kind of thought it was going to happen. Um, well, because of the spoiler alert, there was the little tag at the end of Doctor Strange
Right.
where they kind of set this up, and you were like, oh, okay, cool. But I wasn't, we weren't really sure, like, was this for Ragnarok or was this for, Infinity War? But we had seen the production photo of Thor, like, out front of the Sanctum Sanctorum
Hmm.
with the card and everything. Excuse me.
Well, one
So,
thing that Doctor Strange is going to introduce to in the future Marvel films, it's going to be able to get us from point A to point B in no time at all. He's going to be able to open up a door and be on this planet. And that's
exactly.
where I'm thinking he comes in. That he's probably going to be a means for us to get back and forth, kind of like how Thor
Yeah, with the
was
bridge, yeah.
with the bridge. I think that Doctor Strange is going to be I hope he's not just regulated to that, but that's going to be a cool way to be like, hey, everybody get in here, let's go, kind of deal.
It's,
So we don't have to deal with, well, how the hell are they going to get from Planet Hulk to Earth, or something. I don't know, just the theory that I
call
think.
us, call us Uber.
Yes, exactly. I'm still, anytime I see anything about this movie, I just keep thinking how exciting it's going to be to have John Cena in it.
Oh God, right. But look, at any other time that would sound like anything from bordering to like a decent idea to an awful idea, and then I remember who's directing, and I'm like, you know
It's
what?
genius.
This gonna work. This is gonna
It's
work.
it's so good. It is it it's so good it doesn't deserve to, like, we don't deserve that kind of humor.
Right, but I think if you're gonna do that, Doctor Strange and Thor and Hulk
Mhm.
is like the perfect, like, of course. This is
Yeah.
where you're gonna get that, like, look, things are just gonna get goofy. Deal with it. Like,
Right, right. I can't help but think that, I've said it a million times on the podcast that they're just going to be like, we need the world's strongest, and suddenly they're like, well, he's the world heavyweight champion,
uh-huh. Uh,
like, it just fits so well.
but yeah, just I don't know,
Yeah.
man. And I'm just curious to see, like, does he just pop up and then something really awful happens, or like, is he gonna be substantial? Like,
I
how
hope
do they
not.
play it?
I want him to be the fish out of water, surrounded by these monsters of men, and he's just trying to survive. When he's just this human that I hope he makes it, and I hope he comes back, and I want him to be like Mr. Hercule from Dragon Ball. You know what I
Oh,
mean? That's exactly what it is. Like, it's you can tell he was watching Dragon Ball Z and was like, let's just do Mr. Hercule, but I don't want him to be like cocky or anything. I want him to be like scared, like,
like
holy shit.
understanding where he is, yeah.
Right, exactly. Like, guys, I just want to get home. I have a reality show, that kind of deal. Oh man,
uh,
speaking of it, have you seen any Total Divas?
Not meant like I started to watch an episode one night, but it was like I fell asleep just because it was so late. But I was like,
Uh,
I don't know. Like this could be it does look like okay. Here's a
it's
fun thing to just kill some brain cells too. Like
that's exactly what it is. You can't take any of it seriously. It is a fun, dumb thing to watch,
yeah,
and the hook is you're into wrestling. So I think it's perfect for people like us, where you could sit down and get into dumb. It's a way for us to understand why people like dumb reality shows. It's got that hook for us where it's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, we're gonna see them all behind the scenes. You see Rusev, you see all of them. John Cena, the earlier seasons, he's crazy. Like, he's strict and not crazy, but he's unique.
Yeah.
He's very particular in how everything has to be done. Um, and it's just crazy to see him and, like, Daniel Bryant just interacting. you know.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, man.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right. Well, I think it's time for us to take our first break this evening.
all right.
But all right, yeah, we'll get back and we'll actually start the show this time.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see you all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And we managed to make it through one bit of movie news during our first segment.
It's okay. This week is a little bit light anyway, so
This is true. This is
yeah.
true. Stick on the Marvel train for a second. Did you hear Felicia Rashad is apparently has a role in Black Panther?
I did not. Now remind me who she is again.
She was Claire Huxtable on the Cosby Show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
So
wonder what she's doing.
I don't know. And like it was
Mm.
weird because they were interviewing. I forget who it was they were interviewing that was part of the movie, and he was like, "It's amazing. I get to work with all these people. You have Bozeman as T'Challa, and you have this, you have that, and you have Felicia Rashad, and you have this," and everybody was like, "Whoa, wait, what?"
Do you think she's like his mom or something?
No, they've cast her. I think
Oh,
yeah
okay.
they've already cast her. I forget. I'm terrible. I can't remember who, but yeah, she's already cast.
Maybe like grandma or someone, an
Possibly
elder.
an elder of some sort, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But
I'm not, I'm Black Panther. I'm just not too familiar with the family and whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah, but
it's, but yeah,
man,
they're stacking that. They are packing that movie full. Like that's awesome. Like,
Oh yeah. When's the release date? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know, because like it just
It's
started production.
oh, it's February 16th, 2018. So almost like exactly a year from now.
Yeah. Eesh.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was this year, but I guess not. What do we got this year? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Thor. Thor's this year, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Ragnarok's this year.
Let's see. Comic book movies 2017. We got Batman, Cape Crusaders 2. What's that? That
Oh,
must be
that's
an animated movie.
yeah. It's the animated one, because remember it was Burt Ward and Adam West did an animated like '66
Oh,
Batman movie.
right,
Oh, they're
right.
doing a
Okay, so we
sequel
got
to that.
that.
That's cool.
We got the Lego Batman movie, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm gonna take my nephew to that.
Yeah.
We got Logan, which is probably my most anticipated this year.
Well, we never disappoint.
Yep. Which says, we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is, just crazy. And
Is that this year? Really?
yeah, that is, well, if I stopped getting pop-ups, I could tell you. Spring, or, okay, so let me see here. Logan, here, I apologize. Sorry, I hate when websites it's like, oh, you thought the pop-ups were over. Here's another one.
Yeah, and then they keep going. Sure.
Right. Logan is in March.
Right. God, really?
God damn it! I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. We got Logan, Guardians, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor, which is July 28th.
Right.
Justice League, which is November.
Yeah. Who cares?
We got a Bloodshot movie coming out sometime in 2017, apparently.
Well, that was rumored a while back, but I don't think that's going to happen this year.
Right. I'm going to close out of this page before I get a virus, because what the hell? Yeah. So that's just a few of them. So yeah, the rest I guess would be 2018 and whatnot.
Yeah, I didn't think that was this year.
Right. But it's still a pretty stacked year.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we have the Justice League movie, which will be the letdown of the year.
Oh yeah. Did you see the still with all the characters?
No, I don't care.
It didn't excite me, and like if you would have told 8-year-old me that a live action Justice League movie, and it just looks bad. It doesn't. Oh yeah, I don't know. It just when I was reminded today, thanks to Twitter and everything that's going on with the world, about the jar of piss, with with Lex Luthor, and it just reminded me again of how much I did not like those films.
Yeah, they're not. I just because Suicide Squad was supposed to be the saving grace, and not only did they screw that up, but I mean, royally. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But anyway, what other news do we got?
Doctor Strange, the Blu-ray has a release date. It's February 28th.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be cool. That's a pretty quick turnaround, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, 4 months?
I mean, it did okay in the box office, but I don't think it was like, I don't think it was, like Star Wars or something that's going to get like 6 months out or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that was part of it too. Like Disney had their big, like, okay, we did Doctor Strange, that was cool. Now we've got Star Wars, so we'll phase Doctor Strange out. So they said.
Yeah.
But, I don't know when Rogue One's Blu-ray is going to come out, but I imagine it's not going to be for. I'd be surprised if we saw it before like April.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Speaking of Star Wars films that aren't main films, did you see they've apparently towards the top of the short list to play Han Solo's mentor is Woody Harrelson?
You know what? And I can see that.
That would just be awesome. Like that would be tremendous.
Right. Yeah. No, I could absolutely see that being the case. Would that take you out of the film?
Nah.
You think?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, because Woody's had like a nice little renaissance lately. So I think he's. Right. I don't think it would just be like, oh hey, that's Woody Harrelson. This is amazing. It would just be like, oh okay, cool.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's good news.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we've seen, especially over the last few years, like we've seen Woody really able to handle that kind of thing.
Right. I'm just so excited about seeing Donald Glover as Lando. Like Oh man, that's what really excites me. Like I can't wait to see this. There's a lot of love and hate that I have for this film, and I don't mean hate as in there's no hate really, but it's um
What?
I am cautiously suspicious if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know how this is gonna do. I don't know what it's gonna be like seeing someone else portray Han Solo. Um, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, but I am excited about some of the actors and the people behind it, and I have faith in Disney that it will be entertaining and it will be cool and it will. They must feel that they have a story that can can only you know be good for the franchise and be good for the character, and they must feel they have a story that needs to be told. So, gotta have faith in that. It's even more so than Rogue One. I have worries about this, if that makes sense.
Well, sure, because this has established characters in it. Like
Exactly.
this is a bold risk, but given what they did with Rogue One, I'm on board.
Hmm.
I don't give a damn what T.J. Perkins says. I think they did a fantastic job.
Oh, that guy needs to just
Man, that
wash out
pissed me
already.
off. Like that just flat out. I'm glad he's not a major player in the cruiserweight division anymore.
He's not anymore. Working with jobbers now. Like
Yeah,
it's
like that just that aggravated the hell out of me.
yeah, exactly.
So.
Oh yeah. Um, what else we got?
So yeah, did you see The Onion is going to start making movies?
About what?
They didn't say, but they're partnering with
Hey,
Lionsgate and Serious Business Productions. They're gonna
hey
try to
man,
do 3 movies over the next 2 years.
hey man, if they're good spoof films, I'm all for it.
I
Like scary movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you can only do so many of that. Like they've
That's
even
true.
stopped doing like all the blank movies because
Right? Maybe like Idiocracy, something like that. Like
yeah,
just a spoof on current events and stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah. How spoofy did that turn out to be again?
Well, yeah, exactly. No,
Here's
yeah,
a funny look at what would happen if everything could possibly go wrong.
right,
So we should file this under documentary now, right?
right, yeah.
Oh man. You gotta be careful with these things. Like what? Who knows, man? One day I was hoping Back to the Future would be a documentary of sorts, but no.
Back to the Future 2 kind of
Uh-huh.
is.
Yeah, but it's not. We don't have flying cars. We don't have hoverboards. The only
Yeah.
thing they were close on was they were a year off on the Cubs winning the World Series.
And what about that presidency?
Yeah, well,
Yep. But anyway, yeah, man, dude, I haven't seen those Back to the Future movies in forever.
I went back and rewatched them. I don't know, like 6 7 months ago. I think around the time it was supposed to be.
I've only like see the first one all the time on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
see?
not the second or never the second. It's always the first or the third. It seems
But
like.
never the second. Now that's weird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always the first or the third. It's always the original or the one where they're in the West.
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting.
yeah.
I wonder why that is. I wonder if that's a rights thing.
Maybe it's a rights thing that no one's been able to re redo it or to
Yeah.
that's one franchise Hollywood hasn't um tried to screw up, but I think it's because it's legally tied up. Like I think someone legally has the rights and they're like, nope, it's gonna die with me.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to be done with it.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. Like we need to. I know I'm one of these. I'm like we need to stop remaking things, which is the new like people who used to complain about everything's based on a book. Everything's always been based on a book.
Right.
People forget, Gone with the Wind, The Godfather. These were all based on books.
I don't mind them reboots if they're done right. Like give it to JJ. See, that's the other one,
Duh.
JJ Abrams.
Yeah.
He
Right.
if he had it, I'd be okay with it. But he was actually in the news recently where they were
Hmm.
like, so you just did Star Wars and you said that would be the last thing you redo, and then he's like, well, technically, I worked on Westworld, and he was like, that was amazing, but apparently he really wants to be out of that game. He's like, I want to work on original content, and good for him because he really knows how to tell a good story.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this before on the podcast about how you know what we're redoing all these things, we're remaking them, we are relaunching them. What is that taking away from? What original idea could all of those resources, instead of being put to something that's rehashed, what if it went to something original? And again, I love the new Star Wars. I do love the new Star Trek and all that good stuff. But I do think that we also need to focus on new IPs and new original stories
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Even if they're books and we're doing them, but they've never been told before in a movie, that I'm cool with that.
exactly. Give
Um,
me how many different you know bestsellers, how many cultural milestones in terms of literature are out there that are just totally untouched.
right.
So I,
Yeah.
I we need more new things, even if they're not like
Mhm.
brand new, like Ender's Game.
Right.
We putting the whole controversy aside, the idea that hadn't been done before.
Right.
Like what's the next one of those that's out there? I guess A Wrinkle in Time, but they're finally now working on that.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. I have a optimistic, outlook of the future of Hollywood. I just, I think that is going to come a point in time where it is going to get, saturated with all of the remakes and whatnot, that there is going to be a pushback. And I think it already is starting to happen in ways. I mean, you're not going to start juggernauts like Star Wars and those big ones, but a lot of the other ones aren't doing as good.
no, and I mean there's you know you can only base a property off of so many things. There
Right.
are there are some things that you can't adapt. You can try, Ouija. The interesting thing with Ouija being that there was something there you could base a story off of,
Hmm.
and the first one was awful, but apparently like the sequel, which was kind of, I don't know if it was exactly direct to video or whatever it was apparently a not terrible horror movie. So like
Really?
something like that, fine. There's a premise there. Monopoly, I don't know how they're gonna do. That's I don't know. That's gonna be weird. And of course, we all unfortunately remember Battleship.
Hmm.
So there are some things that you can't, that you just shouldn't do. I won't say can't because they're making and they're doing a Monopoly movie for God's sake. But there are some things that you shouldn't do.
What I think we're going to end up getting in a few years, because it's already started, is we're going to start seeing creators make things like Stranger Things, where they are love letters to certain genres. We're already getting that with Stranger Things. We got that with, oh, help me out here, that book,
Which one?
the one when the VR, my mind just went blank, that Spielberg's doing.
Oh, Ready Player
Um,
One.
Ready Player One. We're going to start seeing things that tickle that nostalgia bone, and it is going to be, it is going to have all of those things, but it's going to be an original story.
Right.
I see that happening not only with Stranger Things, I see that happening with horror. I mean, that's exactly what Scream was, if you think about it.
Scream.
Um,
Well, Scream in a sense was like, hey, this was all well and good, but this Scream was almost a parody in a
yeah,
very in a it was ridiculously smart. Kevin, what's his name?
that's just
Williamson,
Stranger
I think.
Things is, though, if you think about it.
Right. Well, Stranger Things is more homagey. Scream
Okay.
Scream actively lampoons the whole idea of like, no, there are rules for horror movies, and if you break them, you
Right.
die, and people break them and they die. And
Right.
it's, yeah, Scream is very much like, it's like, okay, you know how we make these things, but Scream Cabin in the Woods was another one that did that, where it was
Hmm.
like, here's a tired concept, the whole idea literally of the cabin in the woods, but here's how we put a fascinating new spin on it, and it
Hmm.
worked. Stranger Things is more like, hey, you remember how all this stuff was really cool? Well, here's a new story that's set in a similar kind of circumstance. Not exactly the same, but we incorporate these elements and these kind of Easter eggs, and you get it. And it's a good story that happens to borrow some of these elements.
Right.
But yeah, like I would love to see more of that. And there's so many things out there that could work with if and I say if people wrote them, they've probably been written, and the studios, I would
Hmm.
love to see some of the spec scripts that studios have bought as writing samples and been like, hey, this looks really cool. What else do you have? Because
Well,
how many of those spec scripts would be things that are like, dude, that would be amazing if somebody would actually make it.
well, this is what Max Landis has talked about a bunch of times is how, he's done with selling projects for them to just be shelved
Yeah.
because they want to make X-Men 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13 new class. They will put their money and energy and time towards something that is almost a guaranteed towards a new and original idea, and he's done with it. I mean, he's been burned so many times, even with like properties like Pokemon.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not gonna, he's so burned out by that process, and now they're gonna go with Pikachu Detective. Like
Right. But
it's
I mean, the problem with that is that's their prerogative. So if
right.
my counterpoint to that is if your thing is like, well, I'm just gonna stop doing this, well, then bye, Max. It was nice knowing you. I really
Oh
liked
no,
your ideas.
well, no, he hasn't stopped doing it, but he's saying he's not going to just give over a script and sell it to a studio just to make money. He will sell it knowing that it's going to get made. So, like, that's why he's doing that. The thing with Netflix, the $1 million deal that he did with Netflix with
Yeah.
Will Smith, um, uh, and it was about oh man, what was it called?
Well, you go ahead, look that up. We'll go ahead and take our next break here.
Okay.
We'll give you a little time to research that. And you're
Mhm.
listening to us on the N.FM, and we'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And while we were on break, you were looking up something. What did you find?
All right, so it was the Netflix deal that Max Landis, David Ayer, and Will Smith all got in together, and I think it was like he got paid north of $3 million for the script. It was a $90 million package. It was for a movie called Bright. It was a cop thriller with fantastical elements and a tentpole potential for them. So basically, it was the story of was it like Last Watch, but with cops that in a world where magic existed. So it was it was a world where there were little D&D elements, where magic was this rare thing, almost like nuclear weapon type deal.
Okay.
But there were orcs and humans and living together. But it was still
Mass
South
hysteria.
LA.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and humans were they're a little bit racist towards orcs
I'm
and
shocked.
right, and a little like any fantastical type creatures, and it's about two cops who one's a human, one's I think an orc, and it's Last Watch, where they find out that there is a wand or some sort of magical element in like South LA, and in this world, having a wand or anything that is magical is like almost like having a nuclear weapon. Like humans and people would not even know what to do with it, but in the wrong hands, it would be devastating. And so they are trying to find it. And apparently that's what the movie's about. Now, how fucking cool of an idea is that? It's totally original. It takes elements of other films, of course, but I've never seen anything like that. And
It's not a terrible idea.
no, no. And so like Netflix is taking risks on stuff like that. And I'm just glad we're at least getting it somewhere where I want to see that movie immediately. So I don't know if this is going to be something that's just released on Netflix or put in the theaters first or whatever. I'd go to the theaters to see something like that. That sounds awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's Will Smith and Joe Egerton is going to star in it.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, and David Ayer, he's perfect for those kind of films. As much as you might not like some of his other films, he's kind of perfect for those films.
Yeah.
For like the Last Watch, that End of Watch or whatever.
End of Watch, that was it. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Oh yeah,
End
End
of
of Watch.
Watch.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Right, right. So, but yeah, that's what I was talking about. So just original ideas like that, that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
we're still getting them, and that's what he was talking about, where he was like, I'm still gonna sell these scripts and whatnot, but I'm cautious about just willing nilly selling them, knowing that they're gonna be shelved, because it is kind of. He's like, it's great to have the money, but it sucks knowing that that's never gonna get made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Right.
For being in a position where he can be, you know what? uh, it's
Hmm.
about more than the money.
Right.
Because right now, if I wrote something and a studio said we're not going to make this, but we're going to pay $500,000 for it, sold. Give me the money.
Oh no, he knows he's in a privileged position, but
Yeah.
he worked his way to get there.
Oh yeah. Oh
He's
yeah.
talking about over his career. He's saying, I used to write all these scripts and sell them, and it's great, but then once you become, in a position that he is in, that's not what he wants to do anymore.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I respect that.
yeah.
All
Oh,
right,
man.
where are we here? Oh yeah, the Slender Man movie. Um, so
What?
yeah, right. Remember, they're still doing this. Screen
Oh,
Gems
oh.
is doing this. And they tapped Sylvain White, who directed The Losers, to
Mm,
direct this.
mm.
So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Um,
Oh, wow.
I don't know what. Like, here's the. This is a weird thing. Something like this needed to be like when this became a thing 5 years ago,
Right.
or six, God, however long it's been now. You needed to grab like James Wan or what's the guy, David Blum, I think. One of
Mm-hmm.
these guys who can do like a quick like $5 million horror film and crank it out in what, a year maybe. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was what you needed. This is already old news. And
Right.
it's already like, oh yeah, I remember when that was a thing, and it's not going to make money. And it's,
Mm-hmm.
it may be interesting. It may be a great little horror movie, but it would have been
Mm-hmm.
so much better had it been done right away.
Well, there was okay. So I'm going to tell you guys a quick story real fast.
Okay.
There was a YouTube channel years ago. Now I don't know if they're still around. I don't remember the um I don't remember the channel. I'm looking it up right now. It might have been a channel called Below the Line. And it was these filmmakers. I found them like it was like 2012. That's right when this was all popular.
Yeah.
And they were all over YouTube where they were making short, 2 minute, 12 minute, 10 minute, 8 minute videos of the journey of these people investigating the Slenderman. And, some of them were really freaky. It was almost like a YouTube version of Blair Witch Project, where it would show them going into the woods and finding certain things. And it was a cool little weird um, um, uh, channel. I can't remember the name. You know what? I'm sorry. It was called Marble Hornets.
Okay.
So look them up after you listen to the show. It's Marble Hornets, Hornets, and they had all of these entries, and it was over years that these people did this, and it was really cool. You felt like you were on you were in on something that not many people knew about. Granted, only a few of the videos were really kind of creepy, where it showed someone in the woods, really tall, really slender, and whatnot. But that's when it grabbed the nation by storm. That's when, unfortunately, those girls in Wisconsin like killed somebody
Yeah.
because of Slenderman.
Well,
Um,
because they were crazy and they were like, here's a good scapegoat.
you're right.
Yeah.
I let me rephrase that. They were nuts, and like anyone that's crazy, they grab a hold of something and go nuts with it. But it was around that time where this was super popular when they were making video games about it. Now the kids that were into Slenderman have grown up and they're not really into that kind of stuff anymore. They're not, you know, it's a thing of the past.
Right.
And
This is
it
yeah.
was niche to begin with.
Yeah, it was not like this was not something that had a shelf life built into it.
Right, right.
You
It
know,
wasn't like it wasn't like Pokemon or something.
no, this was like, oh, this was a creepypasta thing, and
Bingo.
then it then it got a little bigger, and then there was a video game, and then there was a tragedy, and the only thing about that that's still really relevant was the documentary that, what was it, HBO did?
I think so. I never saw it, but
Yeah,
yeah, I know what you're talking
and I
about.
know it was recent, but like that's kind of the last, like, oh yeah, that's right, this was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's kind of it. Like when this
Right.
movie comes out, it's gonna be, they're just getting a director, so we're looking at least another year, maybe a year and a half. Are we gonna get this thing before 2019? I mean, that's 7 years out.
Right.
Like no, man, no, move on. Like, I'm sorry, I love you, but now this is just a waste of money. Unless
Hmm.
you can if you can make it cheap and make it really scary, then great, go for it. Look, if you can make a great movie, make a great movie. I'm all for it.
Hmm.
But from the business of movies is business, it would have been so much better to have just cranked out something, you know, moderately cheap really
Right.
fast.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little beyond its time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
But
else we got?
did you see we had the as we get so much stuff, so many things are spoiled by the toy lines anymore. Giant Man in Civil War was leaked because of a toy,
Mm,
and I had forgotten about it. That was what was awesome. Like, I had totally forgotten that was a thing when I
mm.
went to see it, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna be Giant Man. And then, like, after it happened, I was like, oh yeah, wait, shit, I remember that.
Yeah.
But so apparently we've seen the redesigned putty patrollers for the new Power
Mm.
Rangers movie. Did you take it? Did you get a look at these?
I did not know. I did see a lot of like, what was it, Goldar or whatnot?
Yeah, yeah, I think we talked about him a couple weeks ago.
Right,
The
right.
new putty guys all kind of look like generic giant snow monsters.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, like, it's not like, I get it. They're not supposed to be like, it is supposed to look like they're just generic kind of thing. Like, I get that, and that's fine. I don't hate this as much as I hate the Goldar look. Like, that's just
Right.
that's too
That
on the nose.
these putty patrollers are the least offensive of everything that I've seen, but only because the putty patrollers are the most ridiculous things from the original stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost an improvement, but at the same time, geez, yeah,
Yeah.
I can't.
That was a thing of, like, you can't make these worse.
Right.
You can't. They could have tried, and they still would have wound up with something better, because they were just so silly.
Hmm.
These were guys in green screen outfits painted gray, and that was
That,
it. Like,
that'd be a cool outfit to wear to like a con.
yeah, right. You could do that totally.
You don't see them, but that'd be a cool thing to wear.
Uh,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Have you seen? I don't know if this is in the news for us, but the jumping to TV for just a moment. Have you seen the new Power Rangers TV show and like what like the Rangers look like?
no, but I know, like, isn't this finally the first time where, like, the West has had actual input on the show?
Yes, definitely. There is an influence. I
Oh
wish I
boy.
could get a picture, because oh man, um, oh man, I wish I had a picture of them. From what I remember seeing, is there was not only like the normal colored Rangers, like the normal colors,
Right.
but there was like an orange, there was a gold, there was a silver. Like it was, and obviously because they want more toys, I'm thinking.
Right. And I mean, we've had Gold and Silver Rangers before.
Oh, were there?
Yeah. Dude, there was a Gold Ranger who turned out to be the original Red Ranger, if I remember right.
Oh, I don't
Oh, we've had
know.
oh, dude, we've had gold, silver, platinum, titanium. Like, we've had, oh yeah, there's been, oh
Hmm.
man. Oh yeah, there's been.
This seemed like the first time there was. Okay, there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. There's nine of them. One of them's a robot. I think the Black Ranger's a robot. The gold has like a a oh, what is it, the like the scale on it, like you're a judge on its forehead.
Oh great.
um yeah, like, yeah, so yeah, there's yellow, green, black, blue, red, orange, gold, silver, and pink, and pink has like wings. It's the new Japanese show because like apparently there's a new American one, and it's like Ninja Steel or something.
Yeah, Ninja Steel for 2017, which is actually going
Right.
to be on Netflix,
Okay. Okay.
I
And
think.
Ninja Steel almost looks like the original dinosaurs. Oh, okay, it's Dino Supercharged.
Oh goody.
But you know what? It actually looks more like the original suits, except I don't know, extra. Like there's just
Yeah.
extra. Yeah, there's just extra with their suits. But the ones from Japan, the ones that are the new, yeah, it's like all these different colors at once, and that's the one with the American influence, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the classic look. To me, it's never been better than the classic dinosaur with just the plain um, suits. You
Yeah.
know, especially from the movie. I liked the chrome and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah. All right. So what's next?
Yeah, sorry, I was actually trying to pull that up to get a look at, but I couldn't get a decent image to load. Um, okay, here is my here is my admittedly worst buying choice for 2017. Because I know I'm going to get this. I'm going to hate myself. I'm saying that off the top. I should not buy this. I'm going to not. I'm going to wish I hadn't bought this. I'm going to buy it anyway. Um,
Right.
because in a month, on February 13th, Super Mario Brothers, the live-action movie, is getting a Blu-ray Steelbook release.
Right. A limited, apparently.
Yeah, because they know this is if they make enough of these, like they're just gonna be in the $5 bargain bins at Walmart in like a
Yeah.
month.
Dude, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
I watched it like 2 years ago, I think, and I had forgotten just how much awful stuff there was.
Yeah, it's really awful.
It's so bad. And you can tell, like, you go back now and you're like, oh, wait, can I tell when they're drunk filming this? Yes. Yes,
Mm.
you can.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Oh man, what a terrible idea that was.
Well, because it was a whole, like, it's just a nightmare. It was the wrong time. If they did that now, it would work. They would find a way to be able to make it work
Mm.
now. But
I don't think they would make the same decisions now with what they did.
no,
With Mario Brothers, it sounds so simple. You just make a Pixar type movie.
exactly.
Like it just seems so simple that you don't have to make everything this real life, gritty. You don't have to do that, especially with the Nintendo franchises. That's why I'm kind of bummed Universal did with deal with them and not Disney, because a Pixar styled Nintendo films would be brilliant. But then again, doesn't Universal have its own
Yeah, what is it? Illumination? The Minions people. Yeah, it's Illumination.
Minions? Okay,
Yeah.
so that could work. That totally could work.
And that's a good animation style. Sure, that would work.
Right. So anything like that would be perfect for that sort of thing. The only thing real like life they could do Nintendo, I think, is like a Zelda or a Metroid. More Metroid than Zelda, but yeah, like uh, leave the cartoony kind of stuff to the animation. Like
Sure.
it makes sense.
Mario, Kirby, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see a live action Kirby movie.
Oh God, no.
I really
It'd be
don't.
horrifying.
But
Right?
you see, now I kind of actually do want to see it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could do a Kirby movie like Flubber, like just this crazy thing that sucks up things and
I
changes
guess
with it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I could see that,
Oh man, that would be so weird.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mario Brothers movie just seems like something that rich drunk guys got just shit faced and were like, let's turn this into a film. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then like a few days later, they realized all of the stuff they just signed up for, and the hangover's over with. Like, oh shit, we got to make this.
Well, and because there was a lot of changes with the writing staff and the production team, and it was a mess. It
Right.
was an absolute mess, and it showed. I mean, what are you gonna
Right.
do? But
The Goomba guards, King Koopa.
there's
It's terrible.
there's no good in that movie. I don't think.
No,
Like,
no,
I'm
there's
just-
absolutely not.
I don't know, man. Even the bombs, I'm just like, I don't
Mm.
know. It's like little tiny thing, and it walks, and it takes 27 minutes to explode. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna pass, thanks. But yeah, I'm still gonna buy that anyway. I know I am.
There you go.
All right, I think it's time for our next break. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see you in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And I think that's a... Oh, no, wait, hang on. We've got one more bit of movie news.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I thought we were done. Yeah, did you see this? Rob Liefeld landed a massive deal apparently to do most of his Extreme universe.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, it's a seven-figure rights deal, and they're doing Brigade, Bloodstrike, Cybrid, Lethal, Rejects, Bloodwolf, Battlestone, Baboom, and Nitrogen. And,
I've not heard of any of these.
yeah, these were Image Comics, and then back then were not my thing.
Hmm.
And even now, like if you're not, I mean, this is
Oh, I love Image now, but
yeah.
it's not even remotely the same thing.
No, but like because a lot of this stuff was all bought into DC. Like most of the
Right,
Liefeld
right, right.
stuff, things like what was it, Wildstorm, like that
Hmm.
went to DC. Um, and I know there
Right.
were a couple others.
No, Image Comics now is more of like back then it was indie trying to do the main thing, but now it's like straight up indie like hey, let's like what's a cool unique idea that you want to do? You can tell either 600 issues if it's popular or you can do 20.
Yeah,
Like it's true like independent where back then it was like independent trying to do mainstream,
yeah,
like trying to almost lampoon it in a way. Um
yeah.
like I'm looking at Extreme Universe and it straight up just looks like X-Men Rejects.
I kind of yeah, and I think that was a sign of the times too.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that's Deadpool, but it's not.
Yeah, no, it's what was it, Grifter?
Right.
Yeah, and it was like, oh yeah, looks exactly like Deadpool,
Hmm.
but isn't. And
Right.
how they got away with that mask, I'll never know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so good for him.
Or Bloodstrike. Bloodstrike looks like Cable 8 Deadpool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Um.
Liefeld, he created Deadpool. Like that was his
Right. Right.
baby.
Right. Well, it makes sense. Um. It's just.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be
it's
funny seeing it in the theater. People are. That's probably gonna confuse main audiences. They're gonna be like, "Is that Deadpool?"
yeah. That looks like Deadpool. Why is Deadpool in this movie, but they're not calling him Deadpool? I don't understand.
Mhm. Right. Exactly.
Uh, all right. Well, I think we finally made it through the movie news.
Yep.
We're out of the movie forest and into the TV woods.
Right.
Uh, and this was interesting. The CW has announced they are doing a Charmed reboot,
Oh. Okay.
which it's the same. It's the team that's working on Jane the Virgin. Executive producers Jenny Snyder Ullman, excuse me, I don't have the thing in front of me. Ehrman, there we go, and Ben Silverman, and co-writers and executive producers Jessica O'Toole and Amy Rardon.
Hmm.
So hey, good for them. Jane the Virgin, I have not watched, but I hear nothing but good things. So cheers to them. I'm all for it.
I wish they would. I wish they would redo One Tree Hill, or maybe bring it back, or something with One Tree Hill. That was a CW show that I absolutely loved. I went in not wanting to like it. I went in just begrudgingly, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is dumb. And this girl was like, no, check it out, you'll like it. And I honestly, I only watched it for her. And then I found myself just loving it, and I was like, "Oh my God, what is he gonna do now?" Like the story, you just get caught up in it. That's one series that I wish they would revisit. I know like the cast did a reunion like a year ago,
Yeah.
like Chad, Michael Murray, and all of them. But that would be such a cool show to revisit or to go back to or reboot or whatever. Have you heard anything about Rivendell?
Yeah, I think, did I not put that on here?
Oh, no, no, no. Well, if you did, we'll get to it.
No, I didn't put it on here. No, but yeah, let's talk about that. That was good news.
Well, I didn't hear it. Tell me what's the good news?
Oh, so how they're having like Josie and the Pussycats on the show.
Right, right.
Like
That's what I heard.
that's going to set up a potential spin-off for them.
Hmm. Yep.
They're also saying, we could use this as a platform to reintroduce a darker version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Now that's what I heard. I heard that there
Yes.
is that Sabrina the Teenage Witch is in it, and that there is going to be a little bit of the um uh after Life with Archie in it. That there is going to be some sort of twist like that. Now I didn't hear what it was. I only heard rumbling, so I don't even know if this is true.
Yeah.
This is just what I heard people talking about. Maybe it was just wishful thinking. but they were, they don't know, they didn't know for sure. They didn't, this isn't spoilers or anything, but that's the feeling they got. And if that's true, dude, this is gonna be really cool.
Yeah, like the more I hear about everything, like they really want to do like an Archie TV universe.
Hmm.
And when I heard like Riverdale was gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be like Archie crossed with Veronica Mars, and I was like, well, that's not Archie. What the hell are you doing? And then I'm like, all right,
Right.
fine, it's the 21st century. What's gonna be different? And they're like, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this and this is gonna
Hmm.
change and somebody's gonna die. And I was like, all right, well, hold on a minute. First of all, you're gonna piss everybody off who was ever an Archie fan. But second of all, those people aren't gonna probably be around for season 2, so don't worry about it.
Right, right,
But
right.
I don't know. It could be interesting. It really
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Do you know when it's gonna, by any chance?
I
I want to put you on the spot.
I forgot because I'm pretty
I'll
sure I think it had a date.
I'll check it up while I'll stall.
Yeah, no, it's because it was it is. It's gonna bug me because I know there was a thing about this is coming in.
January 26th, so it's at the end of the month.
Oh, wow, damn, that's 2 weeks.
Yes,
Nice.
that is going to be on a Thursday. Not next week, but the following week on the 26th. So set your DVRs, and
Yeah.
it's going to be cool. It's going to get Archie. Like, this is the best thing for Archie, I think. If it done right, um, this is like almost like a One Tree Hill, but with like a supernatural and like all like a little bit of nostalgia for some people.
Yeah.
Um, and this could be that cool mix of that CW, teenage drama with like comic book kind of stuff, like the fantastical stuff. This could be that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm pretty excited.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yep, yep, yep.
So that's I don't know. Yeah, that could I don't know. It could work. It could definitely work.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of weird shit on TV, Twin Peaks got a premiere date.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be May 21st, and
Yeah.
the premiere is gonna be 2 hours, and they're saying there's a total of 18 hours of programming.
Oh wow.
So that
Okay.
leaves what 2 for the premiere, maybe 2 for the finale, and 14 episodes in between. So a total of 16 or 17 episodes,
Okay.
which is good. I mean, that's a solid season.
Right. It is definitely that's one series I never really got into, but everyone loved.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's the
know.
same way, and I've just never even like tried to watch it. I've just not had. Every time I'm like, all right, I'll sit down and watch this, something else came up.
I've tried to watch a few episodes, but it didn't get a hooks in me. But apparently that's what the show is. You definitely apparently have to watch it for a
Yeah.
little bit for it to get your hooks in you.
Oh, good. It's The Wire all over again. That went well for
Hmm.
me.
Well, The Wire was good. I
Well,
have to admit,
yeah.
I sat through that. Um,
See, but that's it. You sat through it.
right, right. It's weird. That show, you don't realize it's brilliant until like it's hard to say after you're watching it or after you're about halfway into it. Because I did not like the first part of the first season. It did not really, nothing really connected. Nothing really stayed with me.
Yeah.
But then after you watch it, after you watch the whole first season, you're like, "Fuck, that was good." Second season blew, I thought, and then everything else was great after that.
Yeah.
Um, but when I say blow, I mean comparative to other shows, uh, it was amazing. But for Wire in general, I think second season was its weakest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was good though, regardless. And then that's when you go back and you realize. I went back and watched the first season. And I was like, it all makes sense now, and all the characters and what they're talking about, what they're doing, and like it was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So we've got some updates on a couple Marvel TV projects. Because they're doing Cloak and Dagger over on Freeform, formerly ABC Family,
Yeah.
and Runaways on Hulu.
Oh, cool.
They are both slated to begin filming at some point next month.
Oh, okay.
Because they're shooting for end of the year. I know for Cloak and Dagger they're coming out towards the end of the year.
Okay.
I don't know about Runaways. I'm guessing same time, maybe fall, winter, something like that.
Yeah, I'm more excited for Runaways than Cloak and Dagger.
I'm excited for Cloak and Dagger, just because it's not,
Yeah.
Runaways is Runaways. Like we've
Mhm.
seen, I don't know. This Cloak and Dagger's different.
I don't know. The characters, I guess, I'm more interested in than
That's
in
fair.
Runaways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
the floating guy that just. I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. But
uh,
we'll see. We'll see.
yeah, they were good. They were good when they revamped them in the Ultimate line. And
Yeah,
they,
I didn't. I still didn't. Every time they were in the on the page, I'm like, okay, I
yeah,
get it. He's floating guy. I don't know. It just didn't do anything
yeah,
for me.
fair enough. All right, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do that in terms of like because here was the thing, like they were never. I had never seen like a solid like here's Cloak and Dagger, and the series was never something like Spider-Man or anything else where it was like and here's what happens in their normal lives. Like it
Right.
was it was like they were superheroes all the time, and that's boring. That's
Hmm.
just that's just flat out boring.
Right.
So here are these two kids who are superheroes and trying to go to high school. Yeah, formulaic a little bit, sure.
Mm.
Maybe a little tired. All right, but if the characters are interesting, I'm in.
Right.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, we have that. Uh, okay, so we're gonna have to talk about this.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about this, but it's news, so we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Uh, Conan's Clueless Gamer segment is getting its own show
Hmm.
because Lip Sync Battle did so well that now they're doing one for Carpool Karaoke too. Like they're turning it into its own show too.
Okay.
And my problem with this first of all is that it's like let's just keep these things segments. They're segments for a reason. Um, but Lip Sync Battle has actually done kind of well and has been entertaining, and they've really just kind of taken it in really interesting directions.
Hmm.
Um, I'm pretty sure the audience knows where I stand on this. So, what are your thoughts on?
I love it. This is what I look forward to the most with Conan. And it's 2017, right? So most of these shows like Conan and Jimmy and all of them, they know that most of the people actually watch them on YouTube afterwards, in segments. That's why these late shows have pretty much turned into clippable segments where they know they're going to have a second life on the internet, where they strive. And I think the strongest thing that Conan does is Clueless Gamer and the one, Jordan Lebowski or whatever his name is, that guy that he works with. Those are the two things I always look forward to. Is when he is doing something with that Jordan guy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's a guy. He's a producer for the show, and he's the strangest person on the planet. I'll send you a few clips after this, which I'm sure you won't watch because you don't like Conan. But this Jordan Stansky or whatever his name is the craziest person on the planet. He is absolutely nuts. I don't know how he has a job with Conan, but he is the most bizarre, quirky person on the planet, and I love their interactions because he's almost like not a human. It's really hard to explain. I'll send you a few clips though, and you can judge it by yourself. But I think the thing Conan does best, whether you like it or not, is he plays the clueless whatever. When he goes to another country and he plays the buffoon, I think he does it the best. When he goes to a workplace and he tries to, do whatever, his interactions with people, his on the spot humor, just how quick he is where Conan is at his best. Um, and that's why, with the Clueless Gamer, he doesn't know anything about video games. So when he sits down and he plays it with a guy who knows a lot or knows enough, um, it's hilarious because I think we live in a bubble where we know a shitload about video games. We're no experts, but we know a lot about them. We know about the people. We know more than most, people who average people. So it's always funny to see someone just kind of like, what the fuck is this? Like, no matter how popular the franchise is, he'll call it out for what it is. And not just him though. I like when he sits down with like Marshall Lynch and just these football players and these celebrities and like Elijah Wood or whoever, and it's always hysterical to me because I take it with it's I take it you know almost like a what do you call it, like a roast almost, where it's funny because a lot of what he's saying is absolutely true. But I love the games for that. You know what I mean? And it's always just funny to see a comedian just go bananas with it, and it's obviously caught on because it's his most popular segment. You go to YouTube, it is his most watched content, and I think they realize that. They realize that you search Conan, odds are you're looking at Clueless Gamer because that's how popular it is. Now, should this just be a YouTube show? Probably. How it's going to do on, because it's going to be like on NBC, right?
TBS.
TBS, I'm sorry. How that's going to do to mainstream, that's still to be told. I think this is a perfect show for YouTube, for it to be like, one of the YouTube Red or whatever. So we'll see. I'll be watching it for sure. I don't expect anyone that doesn't like Conan's humor to like it. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense why you would not watch it or like it. If you don't, not understand, but if you don't like his humor, it's not your kind of humor. Totally don't understand you, or totally don't. I wouldn't want you to watch it. But for people like me that love that stuff, hell yeah, this is great news.
Yeah, here is my thing. Personal preference aside, this thing and something like Carpool Karaoke, these do not a half-hour show make. They don't. They just
Yeah.
I agree with your idea that these should be like YouTube Red shows.
Right.
Because they would be great in chunks. You can expand them, but you can only expand them so far.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, I'm sure he'll
Yeah.
have, he'll probably do 2 games a show,
Right.
15-minute segments.
Okay, that won't get boring real fast.
Split up by commercials. It will be, I could totally see that happening. Now catching on with the normal audience, that's, what we're going to find out, I guess. We're
Yeah.
going to see if these experiments work. But, dude, I think that people who understand video games and people who don't can both laugh at the ridiculousness of him trying these games out. So I don't know. We'll find out. That's for sure.
Oh well. There's a reason he's only on TBS. So.
Yeah, gotta take that little jab, huh?
Yeah, I did. They decided to go with Leno for another season instead, but
He got robbed.
That was, regardless of what I think, that was a raw deal. It
Right,
was.
he got robbed.
Yeah, but oh well, he's a ginger. We're used to it. So
you gotta see the Jordan stuff that he does.
I will watch that so that next week I can come back and say, hey, I watched this garbage you sent me.
Yeah, Jordan Solansky, I think his name is. He's
Okay.
just, he's snobby. He's like an elitist. He buys like a cappuccino machine for his office. He's just so weird. He's so incredibly weird.
Because nothing says weird like having a cappuccino machine.
No, yeah, for your own $500 espresso machine, it's just so. I don't. You have to see it. You absolutely have to see it. It's ridiculous.
All right, I'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we're gonna have to take a short break. You're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see y'all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We're going to kick through a little more TV news here. Did you see the trailer for Powerless?
I did not. What is that about?
Well, this is the Wayne Enterprises insurance company.
I gotta see that.
Yeah. Vanessa Hudgens and Alan Tudyk and everything. And I'm just like, oh, okay, this, I don't know. Like, I'm torn on this. Like, I want to like it, but I don't think I'm gonna.
Didn't we see a trailer on this before?
I don't think we've seen a trailer.
I remember seeing a trailer where like she was being saved by a hero on her way to work or something.
Oh.
I don't know. I remember seeing her being saved by somebody. I remember seeing Abed from Community in it. I don't know. I thought I thought I saw this before, but I'll watch it on one of our breaks.
Yeah, I think
All right.
that was just a teaser. I don't think this was the same thing, unless I saw
Okay.
something totally different, which is possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll check it out later on the break, on the last break.
But yeah, so that's a thing, and it's gonna be a thing, and it's out. It's out sometime this year, I think. So there's that. Like I'm sorry, I'm just not excited for DC stuff that's not on the
Mhm.
CW. Like I'm just not.
Right. Right. Yeah. It
Um,
comes out February 2nd, so beginning of next
yeah.
month.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't put this on here. Because we were talking about DC stuff on the CW. Did you
Okay.
see? You know how Vixen is on the CW Seed, right? Their
Right.
little like, hey, here's an animated show on like our online platform.
Right.
Did you see who's getting their their next animated show on their online platform?
Was it Constantine?
It was Constantine,
That's what I heard. Yeah.
and it is Matt back as Constantine,
Oh, nice. That's
and
awesome.
that's fantastic.
Yep.
I love the idea of just like, hey, look, we'll be the DCW. We don't care. We know how to
Right.
do this shit. Like,
Right. Man, I want him in Legends of Tomorrow. I think he'd be such a good fit.
yeah, that I was hoping for that when they announced like, and we're gonna have kind of a rotating cast. I was like, yes, please, God, put
Yes.
Constantine on
Him on there, Swamp Thing, or maybe like on, maybe even on Flash. I would totally dig him on Flash.
here. Oh my God, could you imagine him and Cisco?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
I want that scene like more than anything else on that show. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was kind of strange he was on Arrow, but I get why they were doing it. They were like, we need to, mix this up with them, so it feels like one world. But I think he would fit much better on Flash.
Well, but I mean, Arrow had kind of dipped more into the mystical stuff, though,
Well, that's true. That's true.
with
That's absolutely true.
everything with everything with Raish and all that. Like they had gone towards the Nana Parbat, all the mystical everything that went into that. So it
Right.
had a better setup for it. But they could just drop him in the Flash. That's a great thing about that show. It's just like, oh, and does this person use magic? What the hell is this? Well,
Mhm.
oh wait, hang on. I think Oliver knows a guy. Let me call him and see if he can send him over. And I want to see him just cut back to like Oliver in the Arrow Cave, just like hanging up, just being like, yeah, Barry, okay, you got that number. All right, take care, and hanging up and turning to everybody and just going. So I may have just done a thing.
Right. Right.
Just because you'd be like, oh my God, yeah, that's right, this is gonna happen.
Right.
That would be amazing. But
Oh yeah.
just for
I
that
agree.
setup, and that because God, he and Cisco would be amazing in like all the wrong ways. Like Cisco would annoy him so much, but he would be like the annoying, endearing little brother. Like
Mhm.
it would just it'd be great.
It really would.
You could just see it. Like it's and what do you do? Oh, me, I see alternate realities. I fluctuate, da da da. And what do you do? And he does like this really awesome little bit of magic, and Cisco's just like, that is so cool.
Right.
It's just, oh my God, it's cut to Iris leaning into to Barry and just going, I think you just got replaced. But
Oh, man.
anyway, so Hulu is doing The Handmaid's Tale, and that's a
What's
thing.
that?
The Handmaid's Tale was it a book? Yes, it was a book that was very. God, do you remember Children of Men? Yeah, with Clive Owen. This was a number of years ago.
This is where people stop getting pregnant.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was its own kind of spin on A Handmaid's Tale,
Okay.
and so they're redoing the book. God, who did the book? Was it Atwood? I don't remember who did the book at first, but they
Mm.
cast Alexis Bledel as Offglin, who is one of she's one of the major characters.
Why does it sound so familiar? Was she was on Mad Men?
She was on Mad Men and she was on Gilmore
Okay.
Girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
So that's interesting. Always good for her to be working.
Yeah.
And that her character's lesbian, if I remember right. So
Oh, cool.
always a plus.
Mhm.
And there go half of our like 80 listeners right there. But we're just about to hit 3,000 downloads, which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
I've
There we
looked
go.
through to go off on another tangent real quick because I don't think we've done enough of that this episode. uh, our geography is all over the place. Like
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's U.S., Germany, and then we're big. I forget exactly where it is. That's like Romania, I think,
Hey, there
but
you go.
like ahead of Canada. It's
Oh,
it's really interesting.
that's awesome.
And I'm just hoping that that's actually Romania and not just people who have rerouted IP addresses.
Right. Hey, there you go.
But like that would be super cool. So if you're a listener in Romania, send us an email. Like that would be cool.
That's awesome. I always want to visit there.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got like our listenerships all over the place. It's great. It's
Cool.
it's UK, it's Egypt, it's Romania, it's Greece. Like but that's awesome. Like I'm all for it.
International.
Hell yeah.
We're like Pitbull, but with geeks.
Oh, see, now I'm gonna spend like our last break trying to come up with something. Like you really shouldn't have done. Oh
Yeah,
man.
man.
All right.
It's worldwide.
Yeah. But speaking of Romania, Castlevania is getting an animated series.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Sorry, and there go our Romanian listeners.
Why
Yeah.
don't we get a new Castlevania video game? That would be great.
Right, like Lords. Give me not another Lords of Shadow game, but just another like
Ooh,
actual Castlevania game.
Lords of Shadow is an actual Castlevania game.
Well, yeah, I know, but like I mean, like an old school, like not another. Because I mean,
Oh,
Lords of Shadow was like Shadow of the Colossus meets God of War, basically, which was fine and it was fun and I liked it and I
right.
liked the sequel. But I want to go back to I want to go back to I know it's got to be 3D gameplay and everything. That's fine, open world and all that. But give me something more old school Castlevania.
I mean, isn't like Bloodborne kind of like a Castlevania game, a
Yeah,
3D Castlevania game?
yeah, true.
Have you played Bloodborne?
I played a little bit of it. I was
Okay,
not thrilled.
because I think it's like $20 now.
Is it really?
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's one of those games that you're either gonna like or you're not going to like.
Yeah, this is
Um,
very true.
yeah, I have it, so I could always go back to it, but I've never had the urge to. It's always been in the back of my mind because I made my character look just like the Joker, which was dope as fuck because it looked cool as hell. Because I
Nice.
was like, this is the Joker's nightmare, you know. That's how I thought of it when I was playing it.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, and he looked dead on like the Joker. Like I looked up a tutorial online. He just looked to the T like
Yeah,
the
nice.
Joker. So
Tattoos
it
and
was
all, right?
no. He looked like Rocksteady's Joker
There you
with the
go. Now,
long face and whatnot.
now you're talking.
Oh yeah. I'll see if I can find a screenshot for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was fun for a little bit, but it got so fucking hard where I was like, all right, there's fun things coming out right now. I'm gonna shelve this, and
Right.
like most of my digital buys, I shelve it, never go back.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming from Frederator Studios, which are the guys that do Adventure Time.
Oh, okay, that'd be cool.
So they're apparently their founder Fred Siebert apparently said that they're working on a classic NES. They're working on something based on a classic NES title, and that ties into something they said months ago
Mm.
that there was a studio working on a Castlevania animated series, and so it's
Mm.
like, oh, okay, cool, nice.
I was gonna say I could see the Adventure Time people doing more like Legend of Zelda, but Castlevania is, I mean, that absolutely they could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I wonder if it's gonna be like funny, animated series or like more serious tone.
I think they're going for serious the way that it sounded, but
Okay.
I don't know. This seemed like it was still kind of fairly early development. So,
Okay.
um, but you know what's not early development is Star Wars Rebels.
Ooh.
Did you see the trailer for the rest of this season?
Yeah, did you see the first few episodes?
I'm caught up.
Right? So you
I'm
saw what's his name? Rex? Not Rex. What's his name?
Who are you looking for?
Morgan not Morgan Freeman. Jesus.
Saw Gerrera. Yeah,
Saw, yes.
yeah.
Saw Gerrera. I was gonna say
Forrest
Rex.
Forrest Whitaker. Yeah,
Forrest Whitaker. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Before
My
the
mind.
before
Excuse
the
me,
hair. Yeah,
the cough medicine has gotten to me this evening. Um,
yeah.
really has. But yes, dude, I am so surprised by Rebels.
It's so good. Like
And how much it ties into
yeah.
the big canon of Star
Yeah,
Wars.
and I love that they're like, okay, I need to learn how to destroy the Sith, and Maul is like, okay, I need revenge. Oh, hey, both of those things are on the same planet. What do you know?
Yes, yeah, the twin sons. Oh man, it's and
Ah,
it. I love that. And this is going to get kind of into spoiler territory. So if you don't want to hear about Rebel spoilers, fast forward maybe like a minute, or if you're listening, just close your ears. Um, I love that they're not afraid to injure characters permanently. I love that they're not afraid to even turn some of their main characters bad,
yeah,
or play with the idea of it. Like Ezra, you know, the apprentice of Darth Maul. This last season, the third season, it opens up with Ezra just obviously going towards the dark side,
yeah,
and having the Sith holocron and what that means. Only a Sith can open it, and I love that they're not afraid of that, and you know, everything going on with Kanan, and like they're not afraid to be like, you know what, you like your sight, sorry, kind of deal, and by the hands of Maul. So the stuff with Ahsoka and Vader and dude, like this series, that made me want to go back and watch Clone Wars, and I did. I watched all the Saw episodes, and I watched a lot of Ahsoka's episodes, and it's just so good. Like it's so good. Like we don't deserve it because it's that good.
yeah.
For an animated series, for an animated series, it goes places that would have never went before,
And
and I love that.
yeah, and especially for a Disney XD animated series, like they don't shy away from like, oh hey, by the way, this is some serious shit. Like,
Oh yeah, there people get killed and injured all the time on it.
yeah,
I think the Clone Wars did kill off a lot more people, but only because I think in the bigger picture they were more expendable, like the clone troopers and whatnot.
right.
Um, where these characters are not as much, but by the end of it, I could totally see them killing off a few of them. And like this season opens up a lot. Like you have Tarkin and you have Darth Maul and you have Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're gonna finally get that showdown. Um,
Yeah,
you
round
know,
two.
yeah,
or
maybe
or yeah, I hesitate to say round two because they had I keep forgetting like they did run into each other a little in the Clone Wars towards
in the
the end.
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But this seems like this could be Darth Maul's end. Now I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe he sees that Obi-Wan Kenobi was just doing what he was doing, and they were both pawns or whatever. But um, I'm so excited to see what happens. And I'm sure there's a ton more surprises. Like we could easily have Boba Fett or Han Solo or someone else join. I have to imagine next season of Rebels we'll have Han Solo pop in because his movie's coming out.
Sure.
Stuff like that. Lando, and I love that whenever he gets caught, he
Yeah.
says it's Jabba or Lando.
His land. Yeah, that was great from what was it, the premiere, the season I
Right.
think, where he was like, "Tell us the truth." All right, all right, all right. My name
Oh
is Lando Calrissian. I'm a smuggler.
yes,
Oh man.
exactly. And he says that to what's that alien? Because he's in Clone Wars as well. Um,
Oh, Hondo, right?
Hondo,
Yeah.
yes. And I remember Hondo from Clone Wars, but I never really saw his origin or like his first few episodes. I went back and watched that, and it's funny the nostalgia you get
Yeah.
watching it in Rebels, where you're like, oh yeah, that's right. He did have like a pirate like like he had his whole pirate army, and he was this powerful pirate and whatnot. And now what he's doing in Rebels, you know, he talks about his stories of, well, I fought alongside the Jedi Knight and all this other stuff, and you're like, he's telling the truth. We saw that, his friends. And I love the I forget his name, his code name, like Falcor. What
Fulcrum.
was Fulcrum? Yeah,
Yeah.
how Fulcrum is now just like a term, and I love who Fulcrum is now because you've seen him in the past seasons, and you're like, oh shit, like he's a turncoat, or
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Like Rebels is going places that I absolutely love.
And I love if you're if you're into, without giving anything away at all.
I've given too much away, I
Well,
think.
but I mean, aside from Rebels, there are places in the other current canon where you see the genesis of Fulcrum. You see where that name comes from,
Oh, okay.
and that's really neat.
Right. Man, I can't.
It's
Oh
I
man.
know, like I have Catalyst that I want to read. Like I'm just
Oh
like
yeah.
it's geared up, ready to go. I'm just like I just need to be. I don't know. Like I'm kind of in Star Wars mode because I started, like I caught up on Rebels. Like I had to watch a whole season so far,
Mhm.
was like 10 episodes. But once I started, I was like, God, that's right. I love this show. I love this universe. I love this franchise.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's been so good. I've been doing that. I've been playing Battlefront a lot more, and I've been playing Super Star Wars. I installed Jedi Knight 2 because it's literally one of my
Yeah.
favorites. I might do for the podcast and for the website. I might do like a top 10 Star Wars games just for
Nice.
fun.
Yeah. What the
do,
hell?
do a little write up on each of them and say why they're my favorite because there's so many. To be completely honest, it's one of the I need a new computer first and foremost for the podcast and everything else. But I want a new computer because I want to be able to play games like the Old Republic, stuff that you just can't get on PlayStation. You just simply can't play those kind of games.
Yeah.
Um, and I have a whole group of friends that are like, "We miss you. You gonna come back?" We're doing all these runs and stuff like that. So, my buddy that I used to play the Old Republic, or I'm sorry, I used to play Jedi Knight 2 with. He's like, I can't wait for you to get to PC, like back to playing with him again. And
Nice.
I miss all of that. So I'm pretty
Cool.
excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take one more break here.
Cool.
Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see y'all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and I think that's it for TV news. You want to jump into some video game news real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, quick reminder about the Nintendo Switch stuff. The first live stream is the 12th, which will be tomorrow when you're hearing this, at 10:30 at night Eastern Standard Time. And
Mhm.
that's for the reveal. That's like the big, like, here's the Switch, and here's what it does, and blah, blah, blah. And then on the 13th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, they're doing the Treehouse.
Okay.
So that's when we'll see, like, and here's all the games. Like, here's an in-depth look at all the games. Um,
Mhm.
so that's going to be cool. I can't wait for that. Like, that's going to be awesome. So we'll have a lot to talk about just from that next week. But,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah,
that's,
dude. I cannot
yeah.
wait, dude. And I like the rumor. Um, have you seen a lot of the GameStop things that's been going around?
No, I haven't.
The rumored. Here, let me find it for you. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Germany apparently. Now this is all alleged. Just could all be BS. But a lot of people are saying it looks legit because it looks like it's off of the system that GameStop uses to put games and whatnot in. But the lineup that it showed was for the third was Dragon Quest X,
Sure.
Zelda Breath of the Wild,
Okay.
Splatoon, Mario Kart 8, NBA, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Mario, Sonic, Monster Hunter, Dragon Quest 11, and Lego City Undercover, Just Dance, and then it said like further out, it said Project Sonic 2017, but that's like this a placeholder for December.
Right.
So that's so like if half those games are in the lineup, like Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, Mario Kart, Skyrim, I'm gonna be fucking broke.
Yeah, forget it, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's gonna be insane.
Dragon Quest. Oh, that's the other thing, man. I've been playing Dragon Quest Builders on the Vita. In love with it. Absolutely in love with it. It is the. I went over to hang out with my mom's. I'm a big Packers fan, so we went over there, hung out for a little bit, watched some games before them. But before the Packers came on, just killed a lot of time just hanging out. And I played Dragon Quest Builders, and it's if you like Minecraft, it is a ton of fun because it's like Minecraft but with like Dragon Quest and missions.
Nice.
And so like you're building your own little town, and it's been a ton of fun.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah.
You
You
and I
gonna
had
be?
you and I had a good football weekend.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Who's your Steelers face next week?
I don't know who we play next week.
I think Kansas City, maybe.
Oh, well, then that's easy. Like, because
Yeah,
I know New England has the Texans, so yeah,
that's gonna be a wash.
yeah. So it's like so they've got a bye week basically.
Yeah, man. I mean, I honestly think we have the toughest game next week against the Patriots, because I'm sorry, against the Cowboys.
Cowboys, right? Yeah, that's good luck.
Because they're on fire. Rodgers is on fire though. It should be exciting.
That's gonna be one to watch. I am. I'm excited for that because because I really want somebody to beat the Cowboys.
Yep.
So yeah, good luck next week. I hope we see you in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Let's do it all over again.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
But,
oh man.
So this was originally some sad news, and then it turned into some interesting news. Do you remember a few years ago, Microsoft announced a Platinum Games exclusive called Scalebound?
Yes.
Where it was like, oh, you can play as these humans or as a giant dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw some of it at Gamescom, I think, this past year.
Right.
And it was like, hey, that looks awesome. Microsoft canceled it. Apparently they were running behind and there were all these issues, and Microsoft's like, you know what? Not going to do it. And I was like, well, damn, that was sad because that looked like it could have been awesome. Well, here's an interesting thing. Microsoft has completely scrubbed every mention of it from all their release windows, all their press. They've taken down everything from their YouTube channel. And that's the kind of thing that you do for a project that you lost.
Right.
Not just one that's like, well, we canceled this game. You usually don't like try to erase the fact that you ever worked with it. That says to me that Platinum Games is going to shop this around.
Mm-hmm.
That they're saying, you know what, we still really like this game and we want to work with somebody, but it's just not going to be Microsoft.
Right. Now, I don't have much to go off of that, and about what I'm about to say, but it was all over Twitter, and apparently, like, the people that were talking about it, I'm doing quotations, the insiders, were saying it was disgusting what happened between Platinum Games and Microsoft. Now, I don't know what that means.
But it's.
I think we're going to hear probably in the next few months exactly what happened. Apparently, it was a really bad, and apparently made Microsoft look really bad with whatever happened, the fallout. Now, to be fair, I wasn't too excited about that series either, but I mean, I know a lot of people were, which sucks.
Yeah. But oh well, we'll see what happens here. I don't know. It kind of smacks a little of Konami Kojima all over again.
Yeah. That's what Twitter, the echo chamber that Twitter was saying. A lot of, I have inside information can't talk about, but it did not look good. Yeah.
Oh well. But Mass Effect Andromeda got a release date. Gonna be March 21st.
Oh wow.
So that's they're cranking that out pretty quick, really. Injustice 2 got a release date. It's coming out May 16th.
Oh, nice.
So, that'll be neat. I still don't think we don't have a lot of the roster for that yet. Still, I don't think.
No, we don't. They'll trickle it out.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see like who's new. Like we're gonna have a lot of the originals for sure. Um,
Hmm.
like I want to see who's new. Like that'll be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Um, did you see what they're doing with Alien Covenant?
No, no. Tell me what's going on.
They are apparently working on a VR experience that is going to be coming to quote all major VR platforms unquote at
Hmm.
some point in the near future.
Really?
So that could be interesting. Um,
Oh, absolutely.
and of
That's
course
frightening.
it'll end with you getting a face hugger jumping onto your face.
Yeah.
Because that's how that has to end. Like
Yeah.
that's the only way for that to end.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
I
That could
agree.
yeah, but that could be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, I that may be more interesting than the movie. Who knows? But
We'll see.
I don't. Still not sold. Still not sold.
Hmm.
But oh, did you see some of the news about the new the 2017 WWE Hall of Fame class?
Who's going to be in it?
So far, we think Diamond Dallas Page and Rick Rude.
That makes sense.
It's overdue for Rude in particular.
Hmm.
Like he should have been in there a long time ago.
Well, isn't he? Who am I thinking of? Oh no, Mark Marrow.
No, he was
Mark Maron. That's who I'm thinking of.
yeah, yeah.
He lives local here. He goes to all the schools. Not Mark Maron. Mark Marrow. What is
Marrow,
it?
yeah.
Marrow. Yeah.
Mero, I think, yeah.
Right. He goes to all the local schools here and talks about bullying and whatnot.
Yeah.
Why am I confusing him with Rick Rude though?
Cuz they were they were
Are they kind of the same gimmick?
a little bit. Rude grabbed his and just ran with it.
Okay.
Mark was kind of a light version, I guess.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. Yeah, that was a little before my like I know a little bit from back then,
Hmm.
but that's about right, I think.
Right.
But so
Oh, he co-founded D-Generation X. I
who
didn't know that.
Meryl?
Rick Rude.
What? What?
Yeah, in 1997, Rude co-founded the influential D-Generation X alongside Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and China. On the 17th of that year, he became the only person to appear on WWF's Raw is War and WCW's Monday Night Nitro on the same night
Yeah,
as a former and pre-recorded, and Rude had left for WCW in the interim.
that I remember. I didn't. Yeah, they kind of scrubbed him from the DX history books.
Right.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but so that's it for news. I mean, when we talked about Rebels, we talked a little about Ahsoka.
Oh yeah. So
So
what's going on with the WWE? Oh, I'm seeing a picture of him. Yeah, he's in it.
yeah,
He's got the
okay,
briefcase.
yeah. I don't, but so yeah, we've got the Rumble coming up in less than 2 weeks,
Okay.
and okay. So here's what's not going to happen: The Undertaker is not going to win. Brock Lesnar is not going to win. Goldberg is not going to win. Roman Reigns is not going to win because he's not even in it. Thank God. Uh, he and because he and Kevin Owens have a title match, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dean Ambrose or John Cena is not going to win because he's also not in it. He has a match with AJ Styles. Braun Strowman is not going to win, and Seth Rollins is not going to win. So
Right.
who in the hell is going to win the Royal Rumble this year?
Nakamura, man.
Nah, Nakamura's I don't too soon. My money's on the returning Finn Balor.
I was gonna say Finn Balor.
That's who I think because nobody
Yeah.
else makes sense.
He's been counting down days until
Yeah.
the event on Twitter, I think.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, Goldberg and Lesnar are not going to win, obviously, because they're going to feud with each other.
right.
They're
right.
going to go into Mania against that match. Undertaker did his big "I'm back and I'm entering the Royal Rumble" thing on Raw, during which they cut to Braun Strowman watching him backstage. So there's your WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
which is gonna be odd. I think
I see Seth going against Triple H at WrestleMania.
Seth is gonna wind up getting screwed out of this by Triple H,
Hmm.
and that's gonna be that Mania match.
You know who I'd want to see win it?
Who?
Chris Jericho.
He's got the U.S. title.
Yeah, but he can win it.
Nah, I would have
No?
if he had been going into it without having just won the U.S. title, then I would have said that's a possibility.
And I want to see
But
him and Kevin Owens WrestleMania.
that I'd tell you that'd be a hell of a match.
That would be give Jericho. Then he would officially won every belt in. Because technically now he considers himself a Grand Slam champion. Because like the Universal title and the World Heavyweight Champion are kind of on the same level, I guess.
Right. Well, I mean, he's been a Grand Slam champion for a while though, because that's
No, I just saw on Twitter he's never had the U.S. Championship.
well,
So
but the
he now has the New Age Grand Slam, I guess.
oh yeah, because I was gonna say like the original Grand Slam was WWF title, Intercontinental title, and Tag Team title.
Right. I guess I was going
Yeah.
off of his Instagram. He was like, now he goes, it's official. I'm a Grand Slam champion. But I think it's like the New Age with the World Heavyweight or the U.S. Championship.
Yeah. But I think now,
Yeah.
I think now he's held like every title except the Universal title at some
Right,
point.
right. Which I
'Cause
think some people consider the the World Heavyweight or the
Well, I mean,
top.
I mean, it is for Raw basically,
Right.
and Raw is still seen as the A show, even though SmackDown's better. So
Mhm.
there's that.
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who would win. I mean, I would love Nakamura to win, but that would not happen. Who and how is this going to work? Are there going to be two Rumbles?
Not just one.
So whoever wins is going after the World Heavyweight Championship, not the Universal title?
Well, it'd be either or. It's the way you don't remember the old brand split, do you?
No, how does this work?
Okay, so how it used to work, and then they changed it um, before they consolidated the brands again. It started with if you were on Raw and you won the Rumble, you faced what was it what was the Raw title? The World Heavyweight Championship. If you
Okay.
were on SmackDown and you won, you went after the WWE Championship.
Okay.
And then a couple of years later, if I remember right, they changed it to where you could choose
Okay.
which title you wanted to go after.
Okay.
And then, the brand split fell apart and it just became, oh, you're going after the title, basically.
Right. So, I mean, so the winner just picks what they want?
I think they're going to go back to the winner of, especially because they're hyping up, they're still doing the whole Raw versus SmackDown thing.
Okay.
It's going to be, if a Raw guy wins it, Universal title. If a SmackDown guy wins it, WWE title. How that's going to work with any surprise NXT call-ups, that's a toss-up.
Right.
That I don't know.
I think Finn Balor is going to get it and go against Kevin Owens.
I'm all right with that, and let
I
Finn
hope
have
Reigns does not get the title. That would just fucking be boring as shit.
No, God, Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor at Mania. No, Roman Reigns headlining WrestleMania again. No, just no. Dear God, please no.
Stay away from that. If
yeah.
they do that again, like, oh my God, that's gonna piss so many people off.
It's gonna be awful. It's going to be terrible. I mean,
Right.
that's the only good thing about him having a title match at the Rumble is that he can't be in the Rumble.
Well, who do you think the surprises are gonna be?
I think we're gonna get Nakamura. I think there's gonna be at least one more NXT call up. I don't know.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, because Rude's probably going to win the title.
Hmm.
So we're going to have at least one of those two.
Do you think we'd get like a crazy one like Daniel Bryan?
No, we're not going to get Bryan. The only big surprise.
Ty Dillinger?
Ty might. That's a thought.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's actually a good idea. But I would love to see them throw a giant curveball and I'm going to be this guy because I want to see it. I want to see Kenny Omega. I want that. I want him in that Rumble. I know he's not going to do it. He's not going to show.
I don't know much about him, but I know he's whispered about.
You've got to watch Wrestle Kingdom 11. You don't have to know anything about New Japan. His match with Okada was awesome. It was amazing. And you've got to find it. You've got to watch it. It was
Wrestle
just
Kingdom 11.
yeah, just happened this past week I think. It was a huge big like it's the New Japan version of WrestleMania.
Right, I heard all about it. I heard a bunch of
Yeah.
people talking about it, so
The
I'll hunt that down.
yeah, that match and I'm sure you get more out of it if you're a New Japan follower.
I
That's
heard that they told the stories in the ring though, good enough so that it was
yes.
entertaining for people who don't know the story.
Yes, they absolutely did. I mean, it's like if you tuned into NXT Takeover last year before Mania and watched Sami
Hmm.
Zayn and Nakamura.
Hey, that's exactly what I did.
Yes, that match was astonishing by itself. You didn't have to know Zayn, you didn't have to know Nakamura, you
Oh
didn't have
no.
to know NXT. It was an amazing match.
That immediately, no, honestly, it's funny you say that. That immediately made me love both of those people.
Yes.
And especially Nakamura, because I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
He's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Omega and Okada just put on. God, that was. You got to watch it. It was
Yeah,
just incredible.
awesome.
But on that note, I'll do some quick housekeeping. Again, follow us on Twitter. We are at We Geek Podcast. Adam is at Adam Eastep. I'm at The Logan Witt. Send us an email. Give us some feedback. Let us know where you're listening from. That never ceases to fascinate me. WeGeekPodcast@gmail.com. Again, we're on Facebook. Find our group, We Geek Podcast. If you're listening to us on iTunes, we love subscriptions. Rate us, give us a review, let it aggravate something so we can see how we're doing. And I think that'll do it. You got anything?
Yeah, we still need to do the Rogue One podcast, which we will. I apologize, I've been
Yes.
sick, so we will try and nail that down this week. And just look for us on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot. We'll make an announcement. And also, go watch Dragon Ball Super Saturday nights at 8:30 and 11:30, or 8 o'clock and 11:30. So that's English dub now on television, Cartoon
Nice.
Network.
I was gonna say it's on the late night Toonami block, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I've been watching it.
Nice. Nice.
Cool,
Very
cool,
cool.
cool.
All right. And again, you've been listening to us on theend.fm. Make sure you check out the rest of their programming. Some of the DJs are phenomenal. I've actually been keeping it on while we've been doing some of the moving and stuff. And
Hell yeah.
and I've been missing out. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that'll do it. Captain.
Captain.